Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on that incredible machine you live in, your body, and find out what's really going on the second you start to exercise. From a quick jog to a heavy lift, your body is doing some pretty amazing stuff. So let's dive in.
You know that feeling, right? You're standing at the starting line, maybe you're about to give a speech, whatever it is, and your heart is just hammering in your chest. You haven't even moved an inch. What is up with that?
Well, it's not just you being nervous. It's a real thing called the anticipatory rise. Your brain is basically one step ahead. It knows you're about to do something intense, so it hits the gas and releases a shot of adrenaline. It's your body revving its own engine, getting ready for what's coming.
Okay, so that pre-race jumpstart is just the beginning. That's the warm-up act. The real show starts the moment that gun fires and your muscles kick into gear. So let's talk about what happens in those first few critical seconds.
You can think of this first phase as your body's emergency broadcast system going live. It's a whole series of super fast, short-term changes, all designed to handle the new stress you're suddenly putting on it.
So, the first thing you're going to notice, your heart rate. That's just how fast your heart is beating every minute. Your muscles are screaming out for more oxygen, and your heart answers the call by pumping faster and faster to get that fuel where it needs to go. But it's not just about speed, you know? It's also about power, and that's where stroke volume comes into play. This is how much blood your heart is physically pushing out with every single beat. So it's not just beating faster, it's beating harder, a much more powerful pump.
And when you put those two together, you get this simple little equation. You multiply the speed, your heart rate, by the power of each pump, your stroke volume, and that gives you your total cardiac output. Basically, the grand total of how much blood your heart is moving around your body every minute. And just look at the difference side by side here. It's night and day, right? When you're chilling out, your system is just idling. But the second you start exercising, everything, heart rate, stroke volume, and cardiac output, just skyrockets. Your heart goes into overdrive to deliver the goods.
So what's the big deal? Why does all this matter? It's all about one thing: performance. This massive surge in blood flow means your working muscles are getting flooded with the oxygen they need to perform, just like a sprinter needs that explosive power right out of the blocks. But check this out. Your body is even smarter than that. It doesn't just send more blood everywhere, it reroutes it. It's a process called vascular shunting, and it's brilliant. Your body narrows the blood vessels going to places that don't need it right now, like your stomach, and at the exact same time, it widens the vessels going to your hardworking muscles. It's like a traffic cop for your blood. Okay, so you've got the fuel delivery system sorted, but that blood needs oxygen. So naturally, your respiratory system, your body's air intake, has to go into beast mode too. You instantly start breathing faster and deeper.
There's a technical term for this: tidal volume. That's just how much air you're pulling in with a single breath. And during exercise, it goes way, way up. You're not just taking more breaths. Every single breath is bigger and deeper, grabbing as much oxygen as possible.
Meanwhile, down in the muscles themselves, things are really heating up, literally. Their temperature actually rises. And if you're pushing hard, you'll start to get that buildup of lactic acid, that famous burn. All this stuff starts to add up, and that's when you begin to feel fatigue. But what happens if you keep going? If you push through that fatigue, not just today, but week after week? Well, that is where the real magic happens. Your body doesn't just put up with the stress, it adapts. It starts giving itself a permanent upgrade, turning into a seriously high-performance machine.
So let's start with the engine room, the heart. On the left, you see a normal heart. But look at the right. With consistent training, the heart muscle, just like your bicep, gets bigger and stronger. See how much thicker those walls are? That's not a problem. That is a powerful, powerful adaptation.
This change is called cardiac hypertrophy. Hypertrophy is just a fancy word for getting bigger. And a bigger, stronger heart can push out way more blood with every single pump. It's a fundamental upgrade to your whole system.
And it's not just the heart. This chart gives you a quick look at the upgrades happening all over your body. Like your cardiovascular system, your resting heart rate actually goes down because your heart is so much more efficient now. Or your skeletal system, your bones literally get denser and stronger. It's a total body rebuild. So, what does this all mean in the real world? It explains why a trained athlete is just so efficient. Their heart doesn't have to beat as often when they're resting because each beat is so powerful. Their body actually grows new blood vessels to create a better delivery network. Even the muscles they use to breathe get stronger, making every breath more effective. And let's not forget the frame itself, your skeleton. When you do regular weight-bearing exercise, your body gets the message to reinforce the structure. Denser bones and tougher ligaments mean you've built yourself a much more robust chassis that's way less likely to break down from the intense impacts you see in sports.
Okay, wow, we have covered a ton of ground, from that first heartbeat to long-term changes. Now let's have a little fun and see what's stuck. We're going to do a couple of quick questions, exam style, based on everything we just talked about. All right, first one's up. Just take a second to think about it. What are 3 of the long-term upgrades that happen to your muscles and your bones from regular exercise? I'll give you a moment.
And there you have it. If you said increased bone density, stronger ligaments and tendons, and muscular hypertrophy, which is just that increase in muscle size, you nailed it. Full marks. Nice work.
Okay, let's do one more. This one's a little more specific, digging into the anatomy. Can you name the 3 long bones in your arm? These are obviously super important for any sport that involves throwing or swimming. And the answers are the humerus, that's your upper arm bone, and then the radius and the ulna down in your forearm. See, knowing the parts helps you understand the whole machine. And really, that's the big takeaway here, isn't it? Exercise isn't just something you do. It's a conversation you're having with your body. And the more you demand from it, the more incredible its response. So what are you going to ask of your body today?